Podcast. We are live now. We're going to start the show right now.
You think your love life is going kind of bad?
It's terrible.
If you find out your girlfriend accidentally banged your dad.
I mean, dads get lonely too. The dad bod became a fad for a reason.
She's got a weird fetish.
Ain't the norm. You find out your fiance has been slipping it to your mom.
Yeah, but I mean, if she just spent all that money on getting work done, you gotta, keep her spirits up.
She had a dad bod before she got that work done. Now she's hot again.
Or your life is screwed. Love Guru.
Oh, you heard the man. This is the Love Gurus Podcast. We are taking ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit and hopefully from you guys in the chat, man. Make sure to like and subscribe the podcast. Click that little button at the bottom. It helps us keep the lights on in this place. We definitely appreciate you. Sapphire on YouTube says, hey, y'all.
Hello.
How's it going, Sapphire Blue?
Well, and also, Jake, Jake and I have a very special announcement. The Love Gurus Podcast, thanks to producer Amy, is now up to 500 subscribers.
Yes. So
Woo!
definitely like it, share it. We got to get up to 1,000 so we can start getting monetized and stuff.
And if we get to 1 million by the end of the week, Jeremyah Schur will give the millionth subscriber a blowjob.
100%.
That's right.
Yay!
And I'll be down there tickling the balls the whole time. It'll be a whole production. It'll be wild.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. If you are listening on Apple, any of that stuff, man, SoundCloud, Spotify, any of that good stuff, we appreciate you. But definitely like and subscribe on YouTube. Watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your questions. Give us your comments in the chat. Joel on YouTube says, hi. How's it going, Joe? Thank you as always for that theme song, man. Love the theme song.
So good.
And I love our two guests. Let's introduce our guest. First up, he is a first-time guest, a hilarious stand-up comic, Mr. Jeremyah Schur. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for being here. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Jeremyah Be Sure. That's Jeremiah with a Y. So by the time you find me,
Yeah.
it might take you a while. But, throw it up on the fucking thing or whatever. But, Jeremiah Schur on Facebook, YouTube, Jeremyah.
That's right.
Sure,
That is with a Y. The Jeremyah Schur with an I, human trafficker. We got nothing to do with that guy.
Yeah,
this
that guy's
podcast.
trash.
Yeah.
He's not that bad. He's not that bad.
Wait a minute, that was you with a bigger beard. What the fuck is going on here? But no, seriously, this guy's funny. Check him out live if you get the chance. Also, check out this guy, man. Good friend of the show, returning guest, Mr. Rob Rego. Thank you for being back on the show.
I am Jeremiah Schur.
That's right. It's him with less facial hair. What the fuck happened?
You just go through Instagram and steal all of your friends' handles and change it slightly, and just
post pictures of them with their second and third chins.
Yep. That's it's a second, third chin human trafficker. Andrew Taint is what we call
Andrew
it.
Taint.
Yep. Tell them where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Jake's house. Usually standing out there between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Waiting for him to come to his side and meet the consequences of his actions.
He likes to watch Jake sleep.
Yeah. He's got a locket of my hair, and that's valuable because there's not a whole lot left. He went through a lot of trouble to get those little bitty fucking crumbs of follicles I got.
But yeah, we have a great episode for everyone today. The theme for today is, are secrets ever safe? And so, these questions have to do with people that are in relationships that there's a secret of some sort. Me personally, and I, this is maybe not a popular opinion, I think to have a relationship, you got to have some secrets.
Yeah.
Those couples that have everything out in the open are either A, grossly codependent on each other in like an unhealthy way, or B, no longer together because that secret didn't.
Yes.
That secret was too much. So you got to, but some's okay,
Honesty has fucked me over literally every time I've tried it.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm not into it.
There's just certain things about your own hygiene or, stuff like that your partner doesn't need to know, okay? And so, is it a secret why you're, leaving the dinner table at a certain time? Yeah, maybe. But he or she doesn't need to know, okay?
I have looked loved ones in the eyes and said, yes, I showered today without even flinching. And then I said, I don't know why you smell something. Are you having a stroke? I would gaslight them on their own nostrils. It was ridiculous.
Oh, this is new deodorant. It's like aluminum free, so it doesn't like smell nice.
Oh, that's worse than not showering, the aluminum free deodorant. Actually, I have nice stuff that I got. I got a shout out to True Religion, the chain company. They make a really nice deodorant that doesn't have any shit in there, but it's just tough to find.
Okay, Jessica Simpson, now you're bragging.
Are they sponsoring?
No, True Religion deodorant. Give me a shout out. I'll say that again next week.
Maybe that could be our first monetization is a True Religion deodorant. They just send us a case of deodorant. Hey, we would take it. We would totally.
This looks like a deodorant kind of podcast, honestly.
yeah. We look like we.
It definitely looks. This definitely looks like the before picture of something. We don't know. We don't know what. This is the before picture.
I was an ugly, smelly bastard that couldn't get laid. Then I used True Religion deodorant. Now I'm an ugly bastard that smells pretty good, and so I can hook up at like 3 a.m. at a bar.
But yeah, I mean, with that being said, should we just crack on and get into the first question?
Absolutely. First question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you are listening out there on SoundCloud, Reddit, any of that stuff, Reddit. No, we're taking questions from Reddit. If you're listening on one of those other places, definitely watch us live every single 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Ask your questions in the chat. Give us your comments. For right now, we're going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
So what I will say is that this question is very long. However, there is a lot of detail, which I thought was necessary. So I apologize that it's long. Anyway, so first question. Was it a mistake to break up with my boyfriend? My boyfriend and I are both 26 and we met on Tinder. It was my first time dating someone from Tinder, and we immediately hit it off and quickly discovered we had so much in common. We both came out of very long relationships with our exes. Whereas mine, he cheated on me even though we were engaged. For him, they broke it off because he wasn't interested in her anymore, and he also cheated but immediately regretted it. My boyfriend lives alone with his dog, and his family's far away. At the beginning of our relationship, he discussed with me the arrangement that he let his ex-girlfriend, who's 24 and named Brittany, when they got their dog together. And so after they broke up, they agreed that she could babysit the dog a few times a month when John traveled. When discussing this, I told him that I understand the need for the arrangement. But as our relationship progressed, I wanted to show that I could be someone that he relied on. I started asking if I could watch his dog when he went away on the weekend. Things were going really well, but he was still letting his ex babysit the dog. I felt like this was starting to cross a boundary, especially as our relationship progressed, and that Britt was taking advantage of him. I also suspected that she still had feelings for him.
The fuck?
I began to feel threatened and jealous. When I began to feel uncomfortable about the arrangement, I told him that it's time to start coming clean and weaning her off. When discussing this, we made a plan that he would phase her out of the course of 3 months and tell her that he is seeing someone else. Finally,
like a smoker's patch for exes.
Finally, in September, he told me that he cut her off. On Friday night, I went to his apartment after work to pick up his dog while he's away for the weekend. I borrowed his laptop to look at something on my Gmail and ended up finding a picture he took of him and his ex hiking together the day before on Google Photos.
Oh!
When I confronted him, he told me that he just couldn't bring himself to do it and take the dog away from her completely. It turns out that he had been lying to me for months, and she had been secretly watching the dog the whole time. He explained that it started off with
She's getting doggy cucked.
He explained that it started off with a white lie and it spun out of control. I broke up with him on the spot. I told him that my boundaries were crossed, and even though I'd asked him multiple times to not let her watch the dog. But we had a really good relationship, and now I'm wondering, did I just ruin a good thing? Was it a mistake to break up with my boyfriend? So in this situation, they both had long-term relationships, but the guy, he got a dog with his ex, and so now he's in a new relationship, but he would still let the ex see the dog, but that was making the new girlfriend uncomfortable, so she's like, you need to break it off. And he basically just lied it and did not. So it's I don't know. I mean, but one thing, and I don't know if I skimmed over it, but she did say that she thinks that Britt, the old girlfriend, still has feelings for the boyfriend.
Wait.
Weren't they still hanging out though?
Yeah, and they're still obviously hanging out.
There was a picture of them hiking.
Hiking is a romantic.
They got a dog after.
No. Like while they were in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got the dog when they were in the relationship. Then when they broke up, she's like, well, I don't want to be away from the dog. I don't know if she talks like that, but that's what I said. I don't want to be. I need to see the dog. But do you think she really?
Wild,
do you
man.
think she really wanted to see the dog, or do you think that she's making that up because she still has feelings for him?
Before we answer that question, I'm behind on some comments on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Sapphire Blue says, I think they're going back to the honesty discussion. She says, I agree. Honesty honestly sucks. Joe on YouTube says, honesty is highly overrated. My defense attorney told me that. Sapphire Blue says, mofos can't handle the truth. Damn, I hate to be right. Amy on YouTube, producer Amy, says, you don't throw away a man's dog. That's right. If John Wick taught us nothing, you don't throw away the dogs.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can understand, like, if you get a dog together and you kind of, but also I would never get a dog with someone unless, I mean, that relationship was locked down. I mean, there's just too much. It's definitely like I'm going to get a dog and you can take care of it. But we got a dog, that's, just like a weird,
it's a tough
semi-custody battle.
It is. And there's a certain amount that is appropriate maybe in the beginning. After a while though, because I did get a dog with an ex. And like every now and then, yeah. I mean, I drowned
Way
it.
to let us talk for 10 minutes before you're like, oh, actually, I did this.
I did do this. I drowned the dog 2 weeks later to get back at her. I said, "You see this?
Don't even say
I'm
that.
old yellering him in a fucking mini pool." No, but there's a certain amount of contact that is sort of acceptable with an ex, but it's like the occasional message, like if you get a Facebook notification from years ago and, oh, here's a picture of Spot or whatever. Like, that's one thing. The meeting up, the hanging out, the watching the dog, like that's fucking weird, dude.
Well, but then this leads to the other question. I mean, what if they're genuinely friends? What if they are, I am not one of those people, but there are people out there that once they break up, they stay friends with their exes.
They're out of their goddamn minds. And their new boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever is gonna fucking hate them. They'll be cool about it at first. Yeah, like when you first start a relationship, you can't really talk shit about what the other person's doing.
Oh my God, that's so amazing that you guys like ended things so amicably.
It's so civil. I can't believe that until like 6 months in, you're like, what the fuck is she doing? I smell her perfume on you. Tell that whore to die. You know, like it switches tone and everything.
I think that's a red flag. Like if you go on a first date and they're like, oh yeah, I'm still friends with all my exes. It's like in my head,
100%.
I'm like that's because you guys are still sleeping together and we are not going to be having a second date.
No
but if
shit.
they come into the first date and they're just like, oh my God, I hate her so much. I'm like, oh my God, what? You want to stay out longer? Okay.
Yeah. If a lady told me that on a date, I mean, we're going to maybe do it twice. And we're doing it at my place because I ain't going to have that motherfucker come home early and he's still got a key and now he's trying to murder me with a hammer or something. I'm just not putting up with it. Yeah. Not worth getting laid. It's just not worth it.
So, okay. So over to you guys. I mean, are you friends with any of your exes? Jeremyah?
Yeah, I am. I've been in one serious relationship, and we're still friends.
Really?
Yeah, we were better friends. She's with a new guy. She's engaged now, so like I feel like our communication has been like less and less and less.
Are you going to get invited to the wedding? Are you
invited?
No.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it can't happen. But
are you watching her dog by any chance?
I'm not supposed to say, but
no, it's a real Walter from Big Lebowski type of situation.
It's tricky in society now. Like everybody's poly now, so I feel like there's more acceptance for that.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I've been in a relationship for like 4.5 years, so I don't know if I'm really on the cusp of what the kids are doing nowadays.
I don't know. You might be getting close, but I think you just gotta let the dog decide.
Back in my day, when someone was poly, it means they were into fucking parrots. What?
Yeah.
You're old school, dude.
Yeah. No, but I like that idea of letting the dog decide.
Yeah, just put it in the middle. See like which way it goes.
Yeah. And then that's it. Yeah.
But when you do that, you got to cheat like Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets, and you have a little bit of bacon in one pocket. That's the move.
Yeah. What about Rob? Do you believe in being friends with your exes or?
I do.
Oh wow! The podcast divided.
Plot
Wow.
And also, like, if you get a dog with someone, it's just it sucks. But like it's like having a kid. It's not like having a kid.
Yeah.
But it's if you have a kid, you gotta people are attached, and you gotta deal with it. You know, you can't just.
So, okay, in this instance, I understand being really, fond of the dog, but if you're missing that dog, couldn't you just get another one on your own?
All right, well, Jake and Amy, you guys break up, and then you get another kid. Like, what? Like, do you not care?
Well, it's that's the thing is a dog is different than a kid, and I say that I love my dogs with all my heart. I would not put up with a girlfriend that I was dating seriously. I'm talking months and months in, and she's hanging out with some dude named Kurt because they have a fucking poodle together. I'm like, nah, it's me, Kurt, or the poodle. So, I don't care. Like, hey, dump me. I don't give a fuck. I'm not putting up with this douchebag hanging around you because you guys bought a fucking poodle together. This is ridiculous.
Well, okay.
I'm behind on some comments, though. Joel on YouTube says they weren't hiking, the dog ran away, and they were looking for it.
Oh, that is an excellent excuse. Oh, and then I accidentally took this selfie of us over Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, dog nowhere to be found. Conveniently, he was missing.
Yeah.
Tyler on YouTube says, hello, freaks and geeks. Hi, Amy. Hi, Joel. Amy on YouTube says, snap higher goes by D. Snap higher goes by D's. Sapphire Blue on YouTube says, but it ain't about the dog. They are still bumping uglies for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
the main thing. Yeah.
Amy on YouTube says that was a very big pause. I don't know which one she was referring to. Sorry, I'm behind on some of these comments. Yeah. Sapphire Blue says, I'm sorry, but LJ's black women never believe the dog story. I deal with my children's father because I have to be an adult. Yeah, that's the thing. It's she says it's not about the dog.
We tip our hat to you.
And she says that producer Amy and her are killing it. That's absolutely true.
Definitely,
you are.
Yeah.
Amy on YouTube says, yes, Deez, you are right. It's not about the dog. Yeah, it's totally not. Joel on YouTube says, there's no way in hell I would be friends with an ex, whispering as far as my wife knows. Yeah. I mean, if you got to sneak out and see the dog, you do it quietly.
I do want to change my stance a little bit on exes. Okay. Just because I'm not that kind of person, and that maybe is more, like the people I've dated in the past, but I can understand a situation where you are friends with your ex but you hang out with them, but it's not like a weird, we're spending one-on-one time together. It's like they're part of like a friend circle. And like you guys all, do pub quiz together or something like that. Yeah, that's the ex-girlfriend, but she's kind of like part of the crew. It's, it's weird. They're all still your friends. That is definitely like, so if that's the case and it's a completely platonic relationship that they still have, she should, even though she just broke up with him, maybe just say, okay, like if you want to get back together, the three of us have to sit down and have a meal together. And if it's weird, then that's your answer. But if it's totally like, whatever, and like totally fine, then maybe you kind of jump to conclusions. So
right, yeah, it more acceptable if it's a whole like group of friends thing that you both have. That's a little more common the younger you are. You don't tend to see that a lot in your 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, that doesn't tend to be the case.
Back in my day, when you broke up with an ex, that was it.
That's
you
right.
moved to another city.
That's right. It was legal to kill dogs back then. We didn't have to worry about this. Joel on YouTube says there's no way in hell that Oh no, I read that one. Sorry. Amy on YouTube says many couples break up with dogs and then go hiking together is not the correct way to deal with it. Yeah, absolutely. She says that Sapphire Blue on YouTube goes by D's. Okay, cool. Cool. Good to know. I was a little confused. D's says, first of all, maybe it's because I'm old. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird... again, like if they just broke up and he's watching the dog, that's one thing. But the longer it goes by, the less just sort of kosher it's going to be, and the less you should expect your current partner to deal with it.
Well, and obviously in this situation, what is really the red flag is that he was keeping it from her. He straight out lied to her, said that he had broken it off and that they weren't that she wasn't seeing the dog, and she was. So it's, again, like that, just the fact that honesty was broken. If he can lie about that, like what else is he lying about? That's not like lying about, keeping panty liners under your armpits because it's a hot August day in Georgia. Know what I'm saying? Like that's a lie.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, no, not you guys. Not you guys. No, I'm being judged for the panty liners in the armpits comment.
I don't know what that is, but no, I think the big lies are the big lies are bad, but the little lies, maybe they're okay. That's the thing that people have said. Okay, so people have posed this question to me. All right, so if you cheat on somebody and you're in a good relationship, and you never tell your partner, and the relationship's still good, is that unethical?
No, as long as you don't do it again.
Jesus, wow.
I'm just asking.
I'm like Mussolini compared to you guys.
Say that again. What's the question?
So you cheat on somebody and then you don't tell them, is that fucked up?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Cheat on someone?
Who made that saying up? Bill Clinton in the 90s?
Jeremyah,
That's
is there
crazy.
something that you'd like to tell us?
I'm single, but I just thought it was interesting because it's like okay, if it's not affecting them negatively, I guess, is there something wrong? I don't know, but if I ever got cheated on, I would want to know about it.
Well,
of course, everyone would want to know about it.
Well, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. That's true.
But that's not the root of the question.
I think you don't want to know about it. It depends on.
Really?
But also, what's your definition of cheating? Is it just like kissing? Is it like you're like boning someone?
Is there an issue with the relationship? Is cheating? Like if there's someone if someone is like you're with, hooks up with someone else because they want to and they want to get out of the relationship, and that's the signal. If it's like if they have a moment of weakness, and they're in fucking the Bahamas, and some guy named Alejandro
what a romantic setting,
has a six-pack and a dick. I don't personally want to know about that.
Dude, Rob sounds like an infidelity defense lawyer.
Yeah, but also Rob's bringing up a good point. If it's like one time with someone you're never gonna see again, and it's never the episode is never gonna repeat itself. That's much different than you having like an oops with an ex or like the neighbor or something.
Yeah,
like that.
because now it's gonna repeat itself. That said, I think it's still. It's still unethical, so to speak. But it's sort of like I believe Winston Churchill once said, "If it's cheating,
you're going
and you
through
don't
hell, keep going."
No, he said, if you cheat but you don't get caught, was it really cheating in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that was Ted Kennedy. That was Ted Kennedy that said that.
Yeah. So I don't know. My advice for her is. She, again, she's already broken up with him. So basically, okay, here are your two options. You felt like this ex was crossing the boundary. He was obviously lying and saying things to you. You just need to move on. You need to move on because what's going to happen now is if, you think, oh, okay, I made a mistake. You're going to have to go back to him and grovel, and then that's going to tell him, oh, it's okay that I just hike with my ex-girlfriend and she does whatever with the dog. Your ability to bargain in this relationship is significantly less, and he's going to be able to get away with a bunch of stuff because he's going to be like, oh, well, she wants to be with me, so therefore I can go and hike being the operative word with my ex whenever I want to. So yeah, no, fuck that guy.
100%. You've already caved so much that you'll have to put up with fucking nonsense the rest of, you could have put your foot down early. You could have nipped this one in the bud, but now you've let it grow to the last 15 minutes of Little Shop of Horrors. Now it needs more blood and cheating to live, and it's feed me, Seymour, feed me. Fuck me, Seymour.
Rick Moranis is not gonna come and save you, honey.
Nah, he can't do shit. He's gonna get knocked out like he did in Times Square a couple years ago.
Sad.
It was a little funny though. Slightly. It was, he was okay.
Yeah. Jeremiah, do you have a final advice for this person?
No.
Oh. That's fine. Yeah. Give in
Fair
your
enough.
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like there's some final advice on here. I'm behind some comments. Deez said, too much damn energy for a canine. Y'all, I have a LiDAR. I can catch them before they even think it. She says, PETA, don't come for me. Joel on YouTube says, there's a skeeta on my PETA. Whack it off. Sean on YouTube says, the only lies I accept are from Fleetwood Mac. 100%. And now that is a band who in the middle of recording that album, I mean they were seeing a bunch of dogs and going on a lot of hikes and a whole bunch of shit happened. It was wild.
They were probably like so off their face. They're they don't know what the truth is.
It's
that's not them, that's the LSD. I mean, it's like to them it was reality, okay?
Yeah. They have an unreleased song called My Ex's Dog and about how that was a whole excuse for Mick Fleetwood to just fuck every woman in the band. It was the whole thing. Amy on YouTube says, hello, Sean. Others saying hi to each other. There we go. I guess my final advice for her is going to be, and so the dog is currently living with him, right? Him and her?
Right. So the dog is with him full time, but the ex will take the dog every once in a while.
All right.
And
maybe it's because I just recently rewatched this documentary I like called Spycraft. You're going to have to get one of those wireless cameras, put it on the dog's collar, send it off with you know what I mean? Hear what the fuck's going on. I say wire the dog.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You have a man behind the lines, behind enemy lines.
I like that.
But it's not a human man. It's a little doggy. I say use the dog against them.
And and then you can play the audio and see, But like I said, she still has a mountain to get over to even get to that point by getting back with him. So
100%.
I don't know. Maybe she could guilt him. But great, I think we answered that question. Let's move on to our next question.
Absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you have questions to write them in at loveguruspodcast.com, or even better, listen live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Give us your questions. Give us your comments. We're going to take another one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Next question. My girlfriend stuck up for her ex. My girlfriend and I are both 34, and we've been on and off for many years. We dated for 2 years and broke up for 2, then dated for 4 and were off for 5 years, and then got back together in January of 2022. We have a 6-year-old together. During our last breakup, she was serious with another guy. Last week, me, her, and her sister and our daughter went on a little getaway. In the car ride, her sister said that my girlfriend's ex messaged her asking about how my girlfriend was doing. And her sister displayed annoyance and said something along the lines of, "Fucking loser." My girlfriend got firm with her sister and told her to never speak that way of him in front of her. She stated that she doesn't care who it is. She will not allow anyone to say anything bad about him. She seemed very overprotective of him. This guy treated her very well, and they had an amazing relationship, from what I've heard. They got along very well.
She just reminisces and regales him with tales of how well the ex treated her. What the fuck?
The reason they broke up is because she moved with him to the States while we're both from Canada, and our daughter couldn't see me.
They're too nice to do anything about it.
She prioritized our daughter seeing me and having a relationship with me. I don't know what to think of this situation and her being overprotective of him. I want to have a conversation with her, but I don't even know where to start. How to deal. I don't know. I mean, it's... Again, like going back to what I was saying before, if the way that a partner talks about his or her exes, I think is a big sign to how your relationship is doing. Because like Jake said, if she's like, Barry and I would like go to the movies and you'd always like hold my hand and stroke my shoulders, and she's like reminiscing in a good way, that means you are not doing those things, sir. Like that quality is not in your relationship, and it is kind of like a passive aggressive dig. Like
memories, hand in hand with Barry in the moonlight. Yeah, that's not what you want to hear out of your girlfriend. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's either that or she might just be manipulative.
Ooh, explain more.
Well, I don't know their dynamic. Like, I don't know, how their relationship is, but
you can speculate as much as you want.
we can
They're not gonna-
talk-
they're
that's
not
what
gonna
I'm
come
saying.
after
It's hard to
us.
say. I mean, it could just be like I mean, if you're just like, oh, you start questioning things about yourself, like maybe she's trying to do something with that. I'm not saying
Sure.
she is. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Could happen.
I mean, this is definitely a situation. It's obviously it's because the kid. I mean, again, they broke up because of the kid, because the father wasn't there. It's not that they had fallen out of love, and it's like she kind of just like dragged herself back to Canada and was like, well, I guess this is what I get.
Right.
Wish I wouldn't have gotten drunk that night at McDougal's. Really?
It's not a good sign.
Yeah. It's not a good sign. But
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty wild.
do you think it's drastic enough for him to end the relationship, or is it something like, he recognizes in her that she made so many sacrifices, for their family, essentially?
So I'm confused about her moving back. I may have sort of gotten confused about that. So she moved away from this ex because of like a family issue?
No, so the person writing the question, he and the woman have a kid together.
Yeah.
And so when they broke up, she started seeing someone else. I guess that guy moved to the States, United States, where we live. And
Okay.
so she brought the kid with her. So the guy still, the person writing the question who still lived in Canada couldn't see the kid because the kid was so far away. So she ended that relationship and then dragged herself back to Canada so that the dad could like see the kid.
Oh, wow. So she's still like would rather be with that guy.
I mean, the other guy sounds
this
like he
guy.
was probably a pretty good stepdad.
Dude.
I don't understand why we have to like be all about the originals. You know what I mean?
I love my wife. I would leave her in a second for this other guy. He sounds stunning. He sounds amazing.
He probably is really hot.
He's
so.
yeah.
Yeah, the sister doesn't like him. He probably fucks good.
Yeah.
But
I'll bet he's hung like a donkey.
Thank you for saying that, because that's the other thing about, like, the sister's totally slagging him off and is like, this fucking guy, the sister, I would think, would have a semi, she would obviously like think about her, be in her sister's best interest.
Right.
So the fact that she's like, this fucking guy, I mean, that to me suggests maybe he wasn't this, Prince Charming.
He sounds exciting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a bit of a bad boy, this fella. And yeah, he's got like a motorcycle jacket. He smokes crystal meth. He sounds like he's fun. He sounds like, why does your sister hate fun? Or it's his girlfriend's sister. Yeah. But I think it's tough, man. I'm just glad this guy can't go to Canada. Thank God for their strict OWI laws, huh? Otherwise, Mr. Fun Bad Boy would be up in Canada now.
What's an OWI law?
Operating laws. Oh, I forgot. We call them stupid acronyms in Iowa. DWI.
I was like, Oprah Winfrey investigates? Like, what are you talking
operating
about?
law toxic. Well, okay, here's my theory. Most states call them DUIs.
Yeah.
I've only gotten one of them, and that was way back in Iowa when I was younger, where they called it OWI. My theory on why it's different acronyms is because that somehow includes tractors. I think a motherfucker was driving a tractor drunk, and he was like, Your Honor, you don't drive it, you operate it, you got to let me walk. And I think he fucking skated because of some goofy loophole in the law. And so they had to change the whole acronym, and now I sound like an asshole anytime I want to make a drinking and driving reference.
I just so hope that's true. Rob, what do you think? The fact that she's, the sister's, cutting the ex down and then the girlfriend stands up for it. I mean, do you think that that's cause for, them to end the relationship, or he just has to suck it up and deal with it?
I mean, I think he's got to look into her goddamn eyes and find out the truth. That's really, that's really the case.
But not right away, because first she's going to look away for a long, hard pause, and then she's going to look back.
Out the rainy car window. Yeah.
He's going to ask her a question, and then she's going to like look away. She's not going to be able to make eye contact with her. She's going to be lying.
I mean, all ex relationships are just it's a failure that happened. But it's also it's not out of the question for anything. Like you're not.
I mean,
I know what you're saying.
I agree with you in 99 out of 100 cases. No, fuck that. 999 out of 1,000 times. I agree with what you're saying. This is a weird one where it sounds like she left a perfect relationship just to be with her kid in a different country.
No,
So,
she
like,
didn't. She didn't. She like the guy, like it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Like, just for whatever reason, like on paper it seemed like it was fine, but like they just couldn't make each other come, and they just weren't excited. They weren't excited about each other anymore, and they like each other and they respect each other, but it's like listen, like, this isn't fucking working, and you gotta go on. You gotta find some fucking whore that makes your dick hard or your pussy hard, and you got to do that, because it's just like there's a lot of great people in life, but if it's not compatible, it's not compatible.
And I think that the sister knows whatever that detail is. Like, he doesn't necessarily, the person behind the question doesn't know that, but the sister does know more details about it, and so for her to have such a strong reaction about
that is a good point.
That
is a damn
indicates
good point.
that it's like he probably doesn't know some detail about that relationship that the sister does.
Yeah, it's weird for the sister just to randomly trash the ex in front of him, or even bring up the ex at all. Look, if I'm hanging around my brother and his like his girlfriend, like wife, whatever, for me to bring up one of his exes, like what the fuck? I would never even do that.
Yeah,
for
also
good or bad or whatever.
This guy might be fucking insane and a narcissist. Like, to like do that. It's like okay. What's your relationships like, you fucking loser? Like,
yeah.
But also,
I'm starting to hate the sister a little bit.
For me, I think that if I was going to bring up an ex, it would be to troll my sibling. Like, they're on this long car ride, and it would be more of like, God, remember when Troy was like just so nice to Mom? And he would always like be such a great boy. Like, it almost like, it's funnier for her to use this long car ride.
She's like, I hate the game I Spy. I got a better game. It's called I'm gonna fuck up my sister's marriage. Everybody, she's got two guys that like her. It's always about her. Marsha. Watch this. And then she fucking just digs in and plants the seeds.
Yeah.
We got some comments here. Dee's on YouTube says, well, it's her baby daddy. That's cool if he wasn't a full boy. A fuck boy. I think is it. Well, it says FUL boy. I know.
Probably a fuck boy.
Yeah. Joel on YouTube says, one slip up and this guy is about to be history. He should hook up with her sister-in-law. with the sister-in-law. Sean on YouTube says, they sound more on-off than a light switch, and his insecurity seems to be shining bright. Yeah. Absolutely. Dee's on YouTube says, sounds like sister may be drinking haterade. Yeah. She's a goddamn mascot for that beverage. She says, damn, where are y'all? I would love to be on this show. Yeah. New York, if you're here, hit us up.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah. So I what I will say about this question is that, yeah, I mean, like you guys are saying, the fact that they were on and off again for so long, it's because they're 34, but I mean, we're talking about some serious time. We're talking about 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. So that's
they've lived the lives of several people put together at 34.
So essentially, since they were 21, they've been on and off and have had all of this drama between them.
It's like I'm listening to The Notebook, only they're not even 40 yet. It's fucking wild.
And he hasn't built like a dope ass house on the river. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
That had something to do with
this guy's
her
not buying no
back.
dope ass house. He's not buying one. He's not building one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, his sister wouldn't even be blabbering about exes. It just wouldn't be a thing.
He is Canadian. I mean, that's a positive.
That's true.
Anyway, but yeah. So my final advice for this question is: look, dude, if I don't know. I mean, she didn't break up with him, but you guys have had such a tumultuous relationship. Ask her point blank, do you still have feelings for him? And you are just have this, you're just sucking it up for the kid. Yeah. Tell me, because then that maybe could start an honest conversation where they work on their own relationship. They don't necessarily break up, or she doesn't necessarily go back with the other guy. But then that would help their relationship. To just ignore this and be like, ha ha my girl who just likes to romanticize all of her past relationships. Stick up for yourself. Like, you deserve to be happy in your relationship.
Yeah, 100%. Grow a pair. Grow a pair, buddy. You got to do that.
Yeah. Any other final advice for this question?
Yeah. So I think basically, sir, what I want you to do is I want you to rewind this podcast and listen to the last question. You remember how that lady didn't nip it in the bud, and now her ex is like going hiking and pretending he's dog sitting while he's like, at the top of Niagara Falls with his ex. And, like she saw red flags early on, but she was like, he just loves his dog. It's not a red flag. He's a good guy. And she didn't nip it in the bud. Sir, we are at the bud. You need to nip that shit. It's going to grow into that big-ass plant from, what was that movie I brought up before, but I can't remember?
The Notebook.
Apocalypse Now.
No. Yes, Apocalypse Now.
Mars Attacks. Oh.
It is either way. You need to do that. And what you also need to do is you need to go talk to her sister. Okay? You need to find out what the fuck that's about. Because that might
Sister's
not...
fun.
Yeah, the
Is your
sister's...
sister hot?
The sister...
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
probably hot.
I hate the sister a little bit, but I kind of like her too. Okay? And she's got more info than you. Not as much info as your girlfriend, but she's not going to tell you this shit, So you need to go get in her good graces. She obviously likes you enough that she's going to say this shit in front of you, or she hates you so much that she's trying to fucking drive a wedge in between you. You need to talk it out with the sister and figure out what of these things it is. She's either your greatest fucking ally in the enemy's trenches, so to speak, or she just fucking hates your guts, and that's why she's bringing this up. You need to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
Greatest friend or greatest foe. She's one of those two things.
Yeah, for sure. Well, perfect. I think we answered that question.
Absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions in to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Watch us live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Like and subscribe to the podcast. Watch live, comment live, give us your questions, give us your comments. For right now, we are going to take our next question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Boyfriend always wants to...
And I'm going to grab more wine.
Oh, boyfriend always wants to surprise me. My boyfriend and I are both 33, and for example, he'll go and look at houses by himself for us, and he plans to put a deposit down on a house. I hear about his plans through his family, and when I go to confront him, he always says, I wanted to surprise you. And when I tell him this isn't something you're supposed to surprise your partner with, that he hasn't talked to me, he says, well, because I know you'll shut it down. How do I get him to stop, quote unquote, surprising me with these big life decisions? I don't know why, but I feel so betrayed when he doesn't work as a team with me. So yeah, I mean, she doesn't give more details about, or no, she. The person writing the question doesn't give more details about what said surprises are. I mean, I don't know. If someone that you weren't married to bought a house and it was just a terrible financial decision, I mean, you just break up, right? Like,
They're not married?
No, boyfriend. Yeah, they're not married. So yeah,
how long? Did they say how long?
Does not. She didn't say how long they've been together, but
Okay.
yeah, but she knows his family and
that
stuff.
doesn't matter.
It does. That isn't a very important detail. That
Like how close are they to marriage, or
yeah.
do they
Or
think
just-
they're going to do it or not?
Yeah, or just even like how committed are they to the relationship? But I mean, he also just he does kind of just sound like a wackadoodle. Maybe you're dating someone that's just crazy and likes the
Also,
the
sorry,
drama
I had
of it.
the music going for way too long there. It was a quicker question than I expected.
It was also focused on me for far too long.
That's fucking weird, dude. Sorry you guys had to see that.
I apologize. I apologize to all of our viewers.
But it could have been worse. I could have been in the shot too. That would have been a fucking doozy.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of something that I don't think I've ever been with someone that's surprised me with anything like major. I mean, obviously like a gift, but I probably think the most, like in my current relationship, the most I've been surprised was I came home to like flowers or something.
Not came home to a new home. That wasn't. That never happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real, because I get what she's saying. She's saying that he wants to make these big decisions, but not include her in them.
Yeah, there's a big difference between like here's a fun surprise and here's like a big lifestyle change. Wow,
Yeah.
didn't realize that was going to happen.
Also, what if this guy is loaded?
Oh, well, see,
I mean, we didn't even think about that.
That was going to be my next question. Was maybe I missed something while I was grabbing wine / peeing, but like, does this guy have so much money that he's just like, here's a house, fuck it, you know? Is he like Elon Musk's nephew or some crazy shit like that?
If he's loaded, you're in love. If he's not, no.
Right. if I got a cosign on your little surprise for the both of us, I'm very upset.
Yeah.
If you just fucked both of our credits without asking me, without even sending me a goddamn walkthrough video.
Yeah. I mean, I think to me personally, like someone who's just making horrible financial decisions, that is not someone that I want to be in a relationship. I mean, you could be the sweetest, nicest person, but if you're just like completely irrational when it comes to financial decisions, like I do not want to be with you. But but if this guy, he's like, oh, well, I wanted to surprise you with this house in Palm Beach. What are you talking about? It's like, well, I'll get over it.
Yeah. That's not even like a little, like a shitty boyfriend being into major, like that's just a sugar daddy move at that point,
Yeah.
But it sounds like that's not really the case here.
Is that the only thing that he's doing that's you don't feel like you're on his team with? Are there other things?
Well, she says, how do I get him to stop surprising me with these big life decisions? But she isn't talking about what the other, I mean, maybe there was a proposal at a basketball game that didn't go so well. I mean, I don't know. I'm speculating.
Do you want a guy who makes decisions or a guy who doesn't make decisions? Which one do you want?
Oh, that's a great one.
That's right. That's right. The alpha male move is to buy the goddamn house. Either she likes it or she doesn't, and if she doesn't, she can fuck off.
I mean, I am such a hypocrite because I would rather be with a guy that makes decisions than someone who just doesn't decide anything at all, but which again, like totally negates what I just said, which I don't want to be with someone who's like making crazy financial decisions.
Right, but because that's the thing is I am a guy that makes decisions, but I make almost exclusively bad decisions and I don't have a lot of money. So it's like the grass
Your
is
Honor,
always greener.
I'm guilty.
Your Honor, I deserve twice as many charges. You took it too easy on me. I'm not going to learn my lesson in that few years.
The Bengals are going to win this weekend, goddammit.
Come on, Your Honor. Double or nothing. Let's bet my sentence on the goddamn Bengals game.
Yeah, I mean what about you guys? I mean, so yeah, you guys think that you'd all want to be with a partner that is a decision maker versus a timid little lamb.
I just think there's certain things it depends like how your relationship is. Every relationship's different. Like something like a house, I would think that's maybe something you would be like, oh, okay, like, do you like this house? Like maybe, or if you know her so well that she's gonna love it, it could be romantic, but it's just like I think it comes down to what else is going on in the relationship, and if there's other things where he's just like doing his own thing and not considering what you feel or whatever.
Here's my final advice for this question. It's sort of like two parts. If the guy is like loaded and this is like, oh, well, yeah, he's just buying you a house because he thought that this was like a great thing for you, that's fine as long as after said house is bought that he isn't like, oh, you owe me for buying this for you. He like holds it over your head of like, oh, well, I guess you have to give me a blowjob before I go to work because I bought this house for you. As long as like,
wait a minute. If he buys a house, though, blowjob before work.
Do you like the house?
That's
do you like the house?
Like that's, I mean.
I'm saying that if he's like using
what if it's a great house?
No, it's.
I feel like if you
I
were
choose
on
my choices.
I feel like if you were on Desperate Housewives with that argument, they'd be like, I mean, are you a desperate housewife or aren't you? Come on now.
How desperate are you for this house?
You're not desperate enough to be on this show, madam.
I'm sticking to my point on that one. But yeah, but on the other side, if he isn't super loaded and
if my wife bought me a house, she's getting cungaling this.
Yeah, dude, he's making up new orals. He's making up new orals over there. That's what he would do.
I'm going to read Shakespeare on her clitoris every morning before she goes to work. If I like the house, God damn it.
Yeah.
She can peg me. That's how that works. It's a house. That's fucking
Yeah.
300 plus grand. What are you talking about?
I really like thy house that thou hast bestowed upon me.
Yeah, well, I gave my final advice. What final advice do you guys have? You superficial little whores.
The things that all three of us would do for a house. I mean, it's crazy.
We're all living in New York City apartments,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
we should fucking blow someone of the sex that we're
that's
not
a good
attracted
point,
to
too, though.
to just get a fucking yard.
That's a good point, too, though. We're all looking at, like, the prices of a New York house. So we're just like, not only should she be blowing this guy for a house, she should be getting a bunch of other women to help her.
Yeah.
Like, it's because a house here, you're looking at like millions and millions and
That's
millions of
yeah.
dollars, even for like a small shitty one. Whereas like I'm from Iowa, a house there is just like, wait a minute, I could get a down payment for a nice one for like 2 months rent here.
Yeah.
So like, what do you? I'm not blowing you for a house. Fuck off, you cheap bastard.
We should all just be giving more head. I think that's what this is about.
That's right. Especially if you're building equity, you should be also fucking draining cum at the same time. Like those are a good policy in life.
Yeah, dude, I learned that in marketing class.
Yeah.
It's,
Say that's it definitely sounds like a
Diversify your bonds and
question I
trade.
missed on the test.
The more equity you have, the less cum in your balls.
That's right. That's right. That was that was Bernie Madoff's. That's what's chiseled on his headstone right there.
Oh man, yeah. Great. Well, I think we answered that question.
I think we did too. Let me wait, but first before we
go
move
ahead.
on, I got some comments here on YouTube. Sean on YouTube says, "Give him a taste of his own medicine. Surprise him with a quote unquote pregnancy." Yeah, that's the move, baby. I quit taking my birth control. What? I thought you'd like it.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
And it's my exes.
Yeah, you guys always accuse women of trapping. Oh no, that's yeah. Thank you. Dan. You guys always accuse women
She's
of
high on
trapping
PCP
men
right now.
Yeah, I don't want my crystal meth to wear off just yet. But yeah, it's Anyway, so I don't know why I got so fired up about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's true. And to be fair, women trapping men comes with like, now we have a baby. This is just like I want to leave him, but it's a nice house. Nah, I'd have to get a real job. Like that's the men trapping woman in this scenario. So like, I don't know. She could kind of, if she's not paying for this house, which again, I like to err against the people writing the questions on the show, because this is a source by, for, and about them. So when they kind of leave off little details like who's paying for the house, like I feel like if they were paying equally for the bill, she would have mentioned that shit. You know what I mean? Because that would go
she does.
so
She
far.
did say that he was that he plans to put a deposit down.
Ooh.
So it's
No, that okay.
So again, unclear like how they obviously didn't have a conversation about to split it, but he it sounded like he was going to be the one to put the down payment down.
Yeah, but it sounds okay. So he's at least paying for the deposit. I would be willing to bet he is going to be paying for most of, if not all of, the mortgage payments. Otherwise, I have a sneaking suspicion that might have ended up in the comments somewhere in that question. I feel like she would have mentioned that shit. You know?
Oh, maybe, but I'm not reading. I read so many Reddit questions. I'm not reading all the fucking comments too. Some of them are good.
No, I don't mean the comments underneath. I'm not saying words right. So basically, what I meant
Are
is,
you operating this podcast under the influence?
No, this has been water that looks like wine. No, I'm just kidding. This is wine that's actually mixed with vodka. I am trash right now. No, I'm saying that she would have mentioned somewhere in that question, like, by the way, I don't want to have to fucking pay for a house that I don't like. You know, like some mention, like her finances did not come into it at all.
Yeah.
That's why I think this guy's floating most of the bill. So I think she's kind of a fucking spoiled sugar baby. That's the way I'm reading this here. You're a high fructose corn syrup baby, madam. You don't deserve that sugar daddy. You don't know what you got till it's gone. I hope you get a broke guy with nice abs who's fun to fuck for a few months, but then you're like, I hate this 2-bedroom apartment. And then you're gonna sit there and think of what life would have been without this fella. Sean on YouTube says, "Give him it." Oh, I read that already. Joel on YouTube says, Set it up so his brother and friends run a train on her in the living room.
Oh, Joe, my!
Wow, Jesus Christ!
I know. I mean, we say a lot of shit on that podcast, but yeah.
I'm drinking too. It's fine.
Set it up so his brother and friends run a train on her in the living room. You're saying she should get a train run on her? Okay. The lady writing the question should do this. When the boyfriend comes in, you yell, "Surprise!" She'll never have to worry about surprising her again. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to prove a point.
Because after said incident, her soul will be crushed.
Yes. But here's the thing. After she wipes herself off and takes a shower, she's going to have to find another place to live and get a real job. That's what I don't think this lady is. That's what I think she's leaving out of this whole fucking equation. I really don't trust her the more I think about this question.
No.
Tyler on YouTube says, "I'm with you, Jake, on the bad decisions. I make I make decisions, and they are usually based on emotion and not thinking it through." Yeah, dude. I mean, I make no decisions whatsoever until I'm at least one bottle of Sauvignon Blanc in. So, yeah, you're doing it right as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I would say like just decision making for me, percentage wise, if I try to make the right decision, I always make the wrong decision. If I just sort of flippantly, like if I flippantly make a decision, that's like a coin toss. 50% of the time it'll be good. But if I like really try, then I'm like homeless in Pensacola, Florida.
Dude, I hate how much I relate to that. When I take my brain out of the equation, I do so much better. I do so much better. It fucking sucks. I hate that about me.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I think we answered that question. So let's do one more, and then we have a quick lightning round as well.
Absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, like and subscribe to the Love Gurus podcast. Share it with a friend. Tell people to watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Give us your comments. Give us your question. Sean on YouTube says, "Jake, as your former engineer, I'm citing you with PWI, podcasting while intoxicated." Oh, I'm just a little tipsy. Joel on YouTube says, "Rid yourself of all emotions, Tyler. Then all your decisions will be good." Oh, because Tyler says,
yeah.
Oh, no, I already read that one. Anyway, we're going to take another question from the wild animals on Reddit. Give us your comments. Give us your questions live in the comment section on YouTube.
Hair straightener in my boyfriend's bathroom. My boyfriend and I have been official now for almost 3 months. We dated previously for 2 years, and then we broke up for 3 years, and then started seeing each other again for 2 months. And then I got back together with my ex from June to September, and now we have been official since November. When I came back after having gone back with my ex, he had a hair straightener in his bathroom. I didn't say anything because, hey, I was the one that got back together with my ex after we'd given each other a chance again. So I didn't think I had the right to say anything about who the hair straightener might belong to. But now it's almost been 3 months since we've been official.
He was having sex with Cat Williams. If you didn't want to leave him, you shouldn't have left the man.
And that hair straightener is still there. Should I ask him if he's waiting for the girl to come back or something? Like, what should I do? When is a good time to bring up this hair straightener? This one is so cute. Oh, so I didn't read their ages. She's 27, he's 33, and she should know better. Girl, you throw that shit away. If it's not yours and you don't want it, when he is at work, you take all that shit and you throw it into the trash can.
Tyler on YouTube says, "Wow, homeless in Pensacola, Florida. You're doing better than I am with bad decisions. I'm homeless in northern Minnesota in below zero weather with a bad decision." Yes, that's the move. Amy on YouTube says, "This relationship timeline is freaking sat math question." Yeah. It's tough, man.
So with
how long were they apart?
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna have to get out some sort of chart here.
Okay, good. I honestly thought that I missed it because I'm tipsy and I didn't want to admit to Sean on YouTube that I've been drinking too much. Okay, but no, that wasn't just me and the Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, so they were together for 2 years. Then they broke up for 3 years. Then they started seeing each other for 2 months. Then they broke up. Then now they've been official for the last 3 months. So it's, I mean, it's like, just think about.
Wait, they were apart for 3 years?
Yeah.
You're like
At this point, he's allowed to keep his ex in his basement for like a year.
You're lucky you didn't start a compound in Utah with a bunch of exes at the same time. You're luckily there's not some fucking kid running around that you don't know about. That's enough time for there to be a 2-year-old who you didn't know about. But are you kidding? 3 years? I thought we were going to be talking about a matter of like a few months. You're talking years, and you're talking about hair straightener.
Well,
you should ask the first wife what you should be doing.
Well, here's why I thought this question was interesting, though, is because it's definitely happened to me where, like, I've started dating someone, and, it's through, and what has always been said to me is, I didn't realize those tampons were there or whatever.
Sure.
And so it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. But I think it's like, you sage the apartment, you get rid of all the old shit, and you move in your own tampons. Even if you would use those, like, you move in your own stuff.
Sure.
But but I mean, again, like, if it appeared, I don't know why the other reason that interests me is that if they had such a long relationship before and now they're back together again, and she doesn't even have the, like, rapport, for lack of a better word, with him to be like, hey, what's this hair straightener doing here? I mean, that's like that's something you say when you're popping toast in the toaster. That's not a hard question.
No,
what are you talking
it's
about?
not a hard question.
Yeah.
No. And I've gotten caught with tampons that weren't mine. I said I had the flu. You know what I mean? I said I was leaking. I think of horrible lies on the go. I'm like George Santos without the seat.
The only not the only time, but one time that you should really, like, question your relationship is, like, if mysteriously, like, a hair tie or something, like a hair, like, appears next to the bed. Oh, he cheating, girl. He cheating.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hair ties next to the bed. 100% he's cheating.
My wife knows if she finds a hair tie or any hair care products, for that matter, that's not Rogaine, that's not mine.
I think your headset's too strategically placed.
Oh, 100%. I spent about 45 minutes before you guys got here setting this in the correct place to where you can't tell just how bald I am.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys ever started dating or someone ever been in a relationship where, you go over and there's, like, extra stuff over?
I mean,
like, in the bathroom?
if it's a new relationship, who gives a fuck? And as far as I'm concerned, if you've been apart for 3 years, I don't care how long you were together before. That's a new relationship in terms of, like, what's appropriate for, like, exes and things like that. That is enough time for, they've been together long enough to purchase a dog. Now you got to put up with this douchebag dog sitting for a little bit. I mean, there's a whole list of hair straightener. It could be a hell of a lot worse. It could be a kid or a dog or something. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. And I will also say, like, the other red flag is, let's say if it's, like, a decoration or something and you're like, hey, like, let's get, rid of this or whatever. And they, like, are adamant. No, that was something that we bought in Tijuana at the dollar store.
That was our pottery barn that we purchased. It was on sale. You don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah, that's always a red flag.
And how long did you guys last time? It was 2 months. So now you're at 3 months on this stint. I say make it to 5 months, and then you talk about the straightener, because you don't throw out a good straightener.
Wait,
maybe he's straightening his pubes with it. He wants a nice.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Maybe
he wants a Cat Williams like pubes.
Do you think Cat Williams does that same thing to his pubes that he does in his head? You think he grows it very long, and he's like, my pubes must be luxurious?
I do.
You think he does that?
I would like to see what straight pubes look like for a dude.
Yeah, nobody really
my
does
pubes
that, right?
been pimping since been pimping.
I don't know anyone, but I would respect them.
What do you mean you don't like straight pubes? Dude, I love Cat Williams.
That's a great impression.
Dude, I fucking love Cat Williams so much. But now he's old and he's got less hair than me. It's sad.
Yeah. But yeah.
And he's on crack. His last special was just him rambling. Anyway, did I say that on YouTube just now? I didn't mean it.
Whoops.
I didn't mean it.
Cat,
I love you,
Cat Williams is watching.
Cat Williams,
Totally.
dude, he is up freebasing right now going, what the fuck did he just say about me? Bitch, I'll kill you. I'm going to have to put up with Cat Williams kicking down my door.
Yeah. But yeah, my final advice for this person is she's like, what do I do? I think that you should examine more of why you're so scared to ask this very simple question. Is it that you are gun shy and scared that this relationship is going to go away again? Do you what doubts do you have about this relationship why you're so hesitant to bring up something so dumb? It's so dumb.
Yeah.
You should use it as a dildo. Just get a nice creamy ring around it.
My hair straightener smells funny now.
I could
happened,
understand if you put like a condom over it or something like that, but you definitely wouldn't want it to like snap open. Like,
nah, fuck that. I say put your stink on it, girl. That's like, dude, you're marking it like a male dog in the wild that lifts his head and pisses to mark his territory. You're taking that ex's hair straightening gel and you're using it on yourself. That way, if she's ever dumb enough to come back into your territory again, she's gonna get a little bit of stank in her face. That's what I say.
Great. Well, I think we answered that question. Let's do one more quick lightning round.
Real quick. Sean on YouTube says, "LOL, Amy." Amy said SAT question. I said SAT math question. I'm so dumb. Sean on YouTube says, "LOL, Amy. If a relationship leaves California in March and returns in February, how many light switches does it take to fix an air conditioner?" He says it's like the Notebook if it were in the Marvel Cineverse. Yeah. It's fucking
funny.
crazy. Anyway, we answered the hell out of that question. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. Last question. We are going to take one more lightning round question from the wild animals on Reddit. The way this goes is Suzanne will read the question. We will then give one quick hot take on the answer to the question. If you guys are listening out there on Spotify, iTunes, any of that good stuff, watch us on YouTube live every single Thursday. Jesus, that was too hard.
Put it in your butt on Thursday.
8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments and questions live right there in the chat, man. We want to read them on the show. For now, we're going to take one last lightning round question on Reddit.
Wondering why my husband made a dating app profile.
Fuck.
I'm 38, my husband is 34, and we've been married for 6 years. A friend sent me photos of my husband's profile on a popular dating app. I asked him if he had a profile because it kind of looked like a fake, scammy kind of thing that someone took his pictures and info off of Facebook or something. He replied that he wanted to see if certain family members who are dealing with a separation were on the app. He wanted to confirm what they were saying. He also said that the app is more like a social platform like Facebook, and he sees it as no big deal to have his profile on it.
All right, as a bro, I just want to say definitively that he was just doing exactly what he said, nothing else. Stop.
Yes.
You're fine. He's just checking.
Yes. He believes in the saying "bros before hoes," sir.
Yeah.
And he's tipping his hat to you. That's actually a pretty good lie.
Yeah.
It really is.
So the last thing she just says is, I honestly don't think he's cheated on me because he's just not that kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a loser. He's not going to get laid even when he's on it.
Yeah.
Fucking God.
I mean, that to me is the rule of all rules of relationship. You know, we've said all this other stuff, but honestly, if I'm in a relationship, the one thing I am not going to do is download a dating app and make a profile. It's like I'm going to be a shitty partner in a lot of other ways, but I can swear to that bottle of wine, I'm definitely never going to download and make a dating app profile.
She ain't gonna do it. This is good wine.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for what reason. You know, the fact that he's like, oh, I just wanted to spy and see if Linda's on Tinder. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you're gonna swipe so many times that you get to Linda? How many swipes are we talking about here? Because in certain situations, you're never gonna find her.
Yeah, but
what are you talking about?
Are you blowing him? Like, are you blowing him?
Yes.
And the answer is no. So
Swear on this bottle of Tokyo Co. Sauvignon Blanc that you're blowing this man, madam.
start blowing him. His profile will disappear. He's not gonna get fucked anyway because it's really hard on the apps to do that. You can't just wing it. You got to really try. So, but if you're fucking not blowing, the only reason he's doing it is he's like, I'm not getting blown. Like no one, she's not blowing me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I wish that Dr. Phil was on the show so that he could say literally what you just said in his voice. Are you blowing him? I mean, because the only reason that he's going to be on the app is if he's not getting blown.
That is true. That is true. If he is not receiving fellatio, a man will do what a man needs to do.
It's in the Bible.
Which is go on an app with no good pictures and get no results, but just cause a lot of conflict and strife in the meantime.
Oh, his pictures are 16 years old. He had more hair than me, even though he looks like fucking...
yeah, and he's like standing next to a Ferrari.
Yeah.
He's old
and he
pictures
rented
from
the
college.
Yeah. Jeremiah, any final advice for this person? I mean, do you think that there's a legitimate reason he's got this dating profile?
Yeah, I do because his first thing was that he said that he wanted to check on his family members, but then he added for some reason, he's like, it's more of a social platform. and also I have to say, like, if you're saying, well, he's not that kind of guy to cheat, then why are you concerned about it? You know, you took the time to write this up, and I think, you're
questioning yourself, girl.
Yeah.
I get that. I guess any other final advice? Like I said, girl, he's cheating on you. When are you talking him out? Stop wasting our time. Just kidding. We bothered you. But any other final advice?
Before I do that, let me read the comments. Amy on YouTube says, "'Cause he be cheating." She says he need to stay married to this woman. He is living like a king. Joel on YouTube says, "Gotta give him credit for being quote unquote honest."
Yeah. At least he found it. So
yeah, it's kind of funny, man. I once I talked to a guy who's had a very good friend who was telling me a story that this guy had, who was a paramedic, and he said that he as an EMT had to answer a call where a guy called 911 because he had a shampoo bottle shoved all the way up his ass, like past the rim. Like, couldn't get it out. Now, this guy's story.
Owie.
Mm-hmm. Owie is right. Owie is right. Owie. That is why he called 911. It was very uncomfortable. He could not get it out. Now, his story on how it got up there, he wasn't like, well, I was just having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just horsing around. And he didn't tell the truth. What he said is, well, I was taking a shower, right, like you do, and I slipped, and I fell. And a shampoo bottle was laying upright.
And
it just
old. Yes.
Yeah, and it went right up there. And I was like, what a stupid lie. What a dumb lie. Who would believe that fucking lie?
It kind of makes sense.
It's so crazy it might be true.
It's so, well, but here's
because
the thing.
it's not like you could just easily slide that in there. Anyway, go ahead.
Well,
finish your story.
My thing is, under duress, I couldn't think of a better lie. You know what I mean? I couldn't think of a lie that's going to make the 911 operator go like, there's a shampoo bottle up your ass past the rim and you can't get it out? How'd it get there? Huh? What? Sir, you are a goddamn hero. I salute you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't think of a lie that would be better than that. You know,
well,
like
you were doing for charity. And they wanted to see how many quarters you could fit up your asshole.
They're tired of kissing the principal. They want some real action.
And you put too many quarters up there, and you were like, "Let me see if I can use this shampoo bottle to get the quarters out."
Yeah,
and then you got stuck.
Yeah. Also, because some shampoo bottles they're like conical, so it's not just like the hard. They're like
What shampoo bottle would you
use?
use? Any recommendations for shampoo?
Dude,
bottles?
I think it's like I think it's like Nexus is the conical
because it's kind of shaped like a butt plug.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'd say Nexus.
Dude, I'm
Nexus.
going cheap dollar store shampoo because it's straight cylinder, up and down, like no weird curves, no nothing that's going to get stuck and do like a whole barbed situation that's going to. No, I'm going straight cheap shampoo, regular old school shampoo bottle, straight up and down cylinder. That's
No,
what I'm
I
doing.
want something when the doctor pulls it out of my asshole that is like, wow, this is a classy guy.
Oh, he uses Moroccan oil. That
Fair
way.
enough. It's
There's
already
no
going to be a
aluminum
story.
in this.
Might as well go for the record.
You think that if
Yeah.
the shampoo bottle was open, you could just kind of squirt it and that'd be enough to like get it out?
It's true.
It's like slippery enough.
Yeah, like
Do you want it out though? That's a question.
Yeah.
right?
If I have to put it, yeah. But if the top's not already open, I don't know how you'd open the top.
Yeah, I mean, you may have to drill it out. Yeah, my grandfather, who was a cop back in the day, said that when people have bottles and orifices, you have to drill a hole in the bottom of the bottle to get it out. Otherwise, the suction it causes a vacuum that will rip their tummies and stuff out.
All right.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that sounds like you guys had a lot of cows that died in your farm.
Maybe it was got it.
Oh, they weren't cows. I mean, it was Iowa. They could be confused for them. You know what I mean? Like they weren't.
Like, hey, how come Farmer Vevera's cows out there, all their stomachs keep falling
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
their buttholes?
He insensitive son of a bitch. That's his wife. You know, like yeah, it's a thing. But reason I bring up the shampoo.
The
bottle
Vevera
in the-
cows are the hottest cows in all of Iowa.
God
I'll
damn
just
right.
say it.
They're so
I'm gonna
slutty.
say it
right.
right now.
Man, their
Yeah.
tongues.
God
sluts.
damn it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Real
I'm
pork
a straight
cows.
man who likes normal human being women, but
Yeah,
but if I were to see a Vevera cow, god damn it.
dude, Vevera cows are wild, man. They ain't just getting milked by cows and milkmaids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mhm.
Anybody that shows up with more than $35
Yeah.
gets to milk the cow.
It's got a real ring to it. Vevera cow milk.
Vevera cow milk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. No, it's actually the name of a cocktail that I've invented. Is the
Wow.
Vevera cow milk. It's literally just 3 shots of vodka with a splash of milk. That's it's the Vevera cow milk.
Hell yeah, I'll do that.
No,
Hold the milk on mine though.
they call that the ultra white Russian. It's pretty much all vodka.
Yeah.
But no, reason I bring up the shampoo bottle in the ass is I'm kind of surprised at this guy's ability to think of that lie on the spot. Like, dude, if my wife found any of my dating app profiles, which aren't there, by the way, but if she did,
And you have to search a totally different name if you were to
Yeah.
find them.
Yeah.
Right. But if she found one that was clearly stolen by Russian bots, you know, I couldn't think of a better lie on the spot. There's no lie that's going to sit there and make someone that's not a total moron like you, ma'am, who wrote the question. Sorry, but you're a total moron for even believing any of this. I hate, you know, sometimes you got to admit when you're dumb. She's dumb. That's fine. There's worse things in life, like a cheater. You know what I mean? You're like, you're dumb, but he's a cheater. That's worse. I'm sort of impressed with this guy's ability on the fucking spot, because if my wife found a dating profile that I made, I would have to be like, I guess I'm caught. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm in a dark place. Whatever. This guy, the lie that he made up, like, it's not a good lie to convince a person who's not dumb, which luckily you are, but it's not enough to convince a person who's not dumb that you're not cheating. But like, it's the best lie that you could think to do it.
You know,
You got it. You're with a smart guy, so give yourself credit. You know.
Yeah. I honestly think that if my partner cheated on me, it, like, in certain circumstances I could get over it. But if I found out that he had dated, he downloaded like a dating app and made a profile, I'd be like, we're fucking done. Even if
So-
he hadn't cheated.
Interesting. Because me, I'm total.
To
like,
me, it's just so sneaky and like, ugh, it's
no,
just so
dude,
sneaky.
Me and my wife take a total, like, we're, in terms of like the topic of cheating, we're like ISIS. We're like handmaids. It's like, no cheating whatsoever. Like, that's evil. It's wrong. Put to death immediately. But I kind of like the way you're coming from. Is you're like, 3rd degree cheating. That's one thing.
Yes.
That's a crime of passion.
Yeah.
1st degree cheating is premeditated.
Yes.
It's the premeditated cheating that you have a problem with.
Yeah, like there's a difference between a crime of passion and a premeditated.
Yes.
I'm gonna download this app.
Yes, crime of passion
Yes.
can be forgiven after a few nights on the couch.
Or if there's a really good Netflix series made about it.
Ooh,
Or
there we go.
or
There we go.
Or don't tell them. That's the key.
Yeah.
I had a friend who told.
I mean, this guy tried though. That's why I respect him.
No, I don't respect that. Like, I had a friend one time who told me, he's like, I cheated on my wife when I was in Puerto Rico because he went on a business trip to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He's like, I cheated on my wife when I was there, and I'm gonna tell her because I can't like deal with
Oh.
it. And I'm like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Don't tell her.
you're gonna ruin your relationship. That's a coward move. Like you gotta
Like,
the fucking lie for the rest of your life. Be a man. You know what I mean?
The coward's move is to fess up.
Yeah, it's to fess up and hurt another person.
Yeah.
It's like you had sex on a beach when you were drunk. Like don't
Yeah.
ruin like the responsibility that you inherited.
No,
I mean, you know what
agree.
they say about those people who live in glass houses? They shouldn't have sex on the beach.
Yeah. Just fucking
But yeah, it's like what? Yeah. You think you could just go through life completely, accepting every part of that, everything you've ever done your whole life? That's not what being an adult is all about.
No, not at all.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Sean on YouTube says he thought it was hair straightener. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
For sure.
Turns out it was a lady that was walking and talking and moving around. I thought it was a bottle of hair straightener. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Also, well, I think we answered that question. I think we
did.
answered all of our questions.
We did.
Super, super good this week.
This was an awesome episode. Thank you so much to our two amazing guests. Thank you to Jeremyah Schur. Thank you to Rob Rego. Follow both of them on socials. Thank you so much to all of our listeners out there, especially the people who listened and watched and commented live. Thank you to everybody in the chat there. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to Tyler. Thank you to Deez. Thank you to Sean and producer Amy. Until next week, I am Jake Vevera. This is Suzanne Leah Shepherd. We are the Love Gurus Podcast. Like and subscribe, and we will see you 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.